NWSL After Dark, even though it's a U.S. Women's National Team instead of NWSL. So and Chaos League, even though it wasn't Chaos League per se, it was a Chaos League field.
Our normal Wrexham update is not happening by Tyler, so you're gonna take over these privileges here.
Yep, that's right. So they get the draw, no score at all at Wigan Athletic. They're currently sitting in second place, 82 points. They right on their heels is Wycombe. They have 81 points. Both teams have played 42 games. There's 46 games left in the season, so only 4 left for those of you that can math. So yeah, they control their own destiny. There's 2 games in the upcoming week before we talk to you again. On Friday, they're playing against Bristol Rovers, and then they are at Blackpool on Monday. So there's 4 games left to control your own destiny. If you handle business, you're getting the automatic promotion. If you fall down a little bit, you're gonna end up playing in the playoff to get that third and final promotion spot. And Wrexham has a history of not doing quite so well in those promotion playoff tournaments. In when they were in the National League, it took them 15 years to get out of it, right? And then they ended up getting out of it by skipping it entirely. So avoiding that is going to be the key. And we talk about with the Warriors, the play-in tournament. We don't want to have to deal with that. And the same thing with Wrexham. We don't want to see we just want to see them get the automatic spot. It's a lot easier. You're not catching Birmingham, so you're not going to win EFL 1. But just getting that automatic move up into the championship, that would be huge for that team. So an opportunity sits and just got to grab hold of it. I don't know what other cliches you want me to say, but let's go Dragons. Let's go. Valkyries are on the clock as well, by the way, for their second round pick. And I'll just kind of keep glancing up. Thanks for the update, Papa G, in the chat. Let's move on to Bay FC. I believe that's the next one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. So they end up losing at home against the Chicago Stars 2-1. It was a very unfortunate match. Ludmila, the Brazilian, scores in the 5th minute and the 41st minute. Caroline Conti took the penalty in the 58th minute to get the lone goal for Bay FC. The defense did not look good. Emily Menges, it was her first game back. She only played the first half. She was wearing the armband last year. She just looked really slow out there in the first half. They ended up replacing her with Joelle Anderson. The defense looked a lot better in the second half. Already, their back line is not based in speed. They're more based in positioning and know-how and just, doggedness. That's Abby Dahlkemper is not going to be trying out for the U.S. Olympic track team, anytime soon. So to be fair, and that wasn't her game even before the back injuries and everything that's kind of cost her spot on the U.S. women's national team. So they just looked slow on the defense. There was really nothing the goalkeeper could do about that. Silkowitz, it was a rough game, man. And they did look a lot better in the second half. And when you look at the expected goals, Bay FC was actually up on expected goals 1.4 to 1.28, according to the Athletic. Chicago is now 12th in the league. Bay FC falls to 8th in the league. They're 4 games in. It's too early to talk playoffs and whatnot, but there are 8 playoff spots. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Next year, there are 2 more teams entering the league, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I would assume they'll leave it at 8 for at least the first season. So their next game is going to be at North Carolina Courage. And that's going to be on Saturday. So, and that's obviously because it's North Carolina Courage. That is an East Coast start time. It'll be probably around 4:00, 4:30. And when you're looking at North Carolina Courage, I believe yeah, it's a 4 o'clock start time. They've had a cold start to the season. They were fifth in the league last year, so they did finish ahead of Bay FC last year. So you don't want to let them get right against you. Now's the time to start stacking up points. You don't want to have to come from the bottom all the way up to into the playoffs like you did last year. This year you want to host a playoff game if at all possible. Right now, you got to get some wins though on the board, and it starts hopefully this week. They're like I said, the Courage are second from the bottom. They're a -3 goal differential, so they're not getting a lot of goals. They're let's see, they're in 4 games. They've only allowed 6, but they've only scored 3 goals in 4 total games. So if you're a team that prides yourself on being able to score, you got to get one in against them this coming week. So there is your Bay FC update. And we're going to stay in women's soccer, though. We're even staying in.
Hold on. Real quick. The Valkyrie just picked Cheyenne Sellers from Maryland.
Sellers. Okay.
So she's their second round draft pick.
All defensive team for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
In 2022-23. She was at the draft, it looks like, so that's cool. She's a good enough player to be there. So that's cool. I'll have to dive in and figure out. We'll dive in and
in case anybody who doesn't know is seeing this is like the Valkyries' inaugural draft. This is their first ever draft. So
these are the first 2 players that they have chosen from amateur or international into the W. So this is great, all right. So like I said, we'll circle back to the Valkyries next week as well when we can do a little bit of a deeper dive. But to the US women's national team, they get they get to play a game in San Jose, a game that your boy Vinny G was at. So that was really exciting. I got to go there and had my Alex Morgan jersey on, and I was, ready to roll. We had fun before the game, and hell, even 34 seconds into the game, Kat Macario gets a goal. Alyssa Thompson drove the ball deep, and then she ends up getting stuffed by the Brazilian goalkeeper. But then Macario was right there to pick up the loose change and banged it home 34 seconds in. I think it's the 7th fastest goal in U.S. women's national team history. So just an insane fast start. Unfortunately, Brazil got a goal in the 24th minute after basically a barrage of attacks for about 10 minutes. Caroline, who's your new number 10 after Marta retired from international competition, she scored on a breakaway going over the top of Mandy McGlynn, the goalkeeper for the U.S. And then heartbreakingly, in stoppage time in the second half, Brazil got their second goal of the game. Luani gave a through pass to Amanda Gutierrez, and just absolutely nothing the goalkeeper could do about that one either. Just an absolute piss rocket. And Brazil gets the win. That's their first win in a long, long time. I think they only have 4 total against the U.S. Women's national team. When I was looking at the starting lineup specifically, Emma Hayes had talked about wanting to expand the pool, right? And give a lot of players a lot of chances. So there are a couple of stats. So in the starting lineup, the player with the most caps, that's international appearances, was Emily Sonnet with 106. The rest of the starters combined had 81 caps. So the other 10 players averaged 8 caps between them. Emily Sonnet 106. 7 of the 10 had 5 or fewer, and it's also the youngest starting 11 under Emma Hayes. The average caps for the team was 17. Average age was 22 years old, so a really young team that she rolled out there to give them an opportunity. So in fact, it's so young. They actually, one of the press that covers this, the U.S. women's national team and women's soccer at large, I believe for The Athletic, Meg Linehan said, referred to it as Emily Sonnet's U.S. women's national team daycare. So that's basically, it was a lot of the one veteran out there, Sonnet was wearing the armband, and then everybody else, babies, essentially, is what happened there. And frankly, after that first goal, high energy goal, they looked like it. Brazil had them on their heels. The veterans go out there in the second half. That's when you put on Crystal Dunn and Heaps and So that's kind of where the game started to even out a little bit. But even so, just that last attack. And I actually turned to Courtney. I was like, this game feels like it's not going to be a draw. Like I think we're going to get some chaos, some NWSL after dark, even though it's a U.S. Women's National Team instead of NWSL. So and Chaos League, even though it wasn't Chaos League per se, it was a Chaos League field. So I had a lot of fun at the game, though, and I did take a couple of pictures and I shared them to my Instagram stories for those of you that follow me. If you don't follow me, that's okay. Not the end of the world. I'm not sad. I'm not bitter about it. Whatever. It's cool. Whatever. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to going to the next time they're in town. So
right on, man.
Your soccer update. I do have one more note. I'm sorry. The U.S. Women's National Team is now going to be playing Jamaica in St. Louis on June 3rd. The original opponent was originally going to be China, but with the state of international politics and everything, China is not going to be able to play. So that's why Jamaica is going to step in. Jamaica gets to play against a top quality opponent, and U.S. Women's National Team gets to give Becky Sauerbrun's retirement game an opponent in Jamaica instead of China.